Well, in the words of Zaza Pachulia, nothing easy. We go to game seven. Game seven. Game seven! Welcome to the Going for Two postgame show. I'm Ian Nickel. Parker Terrell is with me, and the Thunder lost 118 to 91. It is very similar to game four. This is going to be a very short episode, I imagine, Parker. We were talking
Yeah,
about it before we started.
yeah. I honestly think that it was worse than Game Four. Um, the Thunder went on an 0 and 20 deficit in the third quarter. Spurs went on a 20-0 run. We missed 14 shots in a row. Shea had 15 points. That's really all. Like, what else is there to say? The Spurs hit 8 threes in the first quarter and just dominated the entire night. I mean, Thunder couldn't have been more cold. And yeah, like you said, it's just disappointing. I don't know what else to say. It's you have a chance to close the team out, and you throw up the worst performance of the season, probably. Certainly the worst, statistically, the worst third quarter of the season. And it's the biggest um, deficit or the biggest margin of victory, I should say, for the Spurs in franchise history when facing elimination. It just wasn't even close. I mean, they kept cutting it to like 9 or 8 a little bit in the second quarter and early in the third, but then it just the wheels fell off, the axle fell off, the doors fell off, the engine block fell out, the steering wheel column shot out. Like, what else can I say? And the only silver lining, the only one, is that JDub played. Did he play great? No. In fact, he was minus 18 in 10 minutes. But he got out there and I mean, we said it after game four, burn the tape, even more so for this game. I mean, you light the tape on fire and throw it into the Oklahoma River, or as where I'm from, the North Canadian River. Once it runs into Oklahoma City, it all of a sudden turns into the Oklahoma River. Um, yeah, and it's scary. I mean, all of a sudden you're going into a game seven. Yes, it's at home, but that Spurs team is dangerous.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the third quarter. They were down by seven at halftime. And I was thinking to
Yep.
myself, you know what? You have a good third quarter performance like they've had all season. The
That was
game is
with a buzzer
winnable.
beater too. That was with a Stephon Castle buzzer beater to end the half.
Yeah.
Should have been
Because they would have been
5.
down five. I didn't think anything of that Castle buzzer beater. I because the Wimby half court in game four, I was like, okay, yeah, that's it. There was still there was still some time there for the Thunder to do something. And they just went ice cold. I've never seen as bad as a quarter performance as that game. 32 to 13. They scored 13 points in the third quarter. I mean, I just don't know
Yeah.
how they got that cold that fast. And I know it's like a different environment. I know it's the AT&T Center, but or the Frost Bank Center, I think it's called now. And your role players don't shoot as well, but it was everybody. Everybody didn't
I mean, they were
shoot
missing layups.
great. Yeah. It didn't make like I'm watching the game, and I think I can name three specific layups that I saw. I'm like, how did that not go in? There's an
Mhm.
alley-oop from Harnson. I'm like, how did that not go in? I do not believe in
That
the
was a bad
magnet ball.
pass. That was a bad pass from Hardenstein to Chet.
Yeah.
Where he got
I don't
fouled.
believe in the Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Where he got fouled. Where they challenged it.
No, the one where he
Oh,
where Hardenstein like dipped his hand like basically dipped his hand into
yeah.
the into the bucket and he still couldn't get it. I do not believe in the magnet ball theory or the magnet theory that I've seen people subscribe to. If there was a game to be like, hey,
Yeah.
that magnet thing might be real. I feel like it may have been this game. Not an
Yeah.
excuse, but it just felt like they couldn't hit anything. And it was bizarre to watch. And hats off to the Spurs. They needed to win this game. They had to win this game, and they went out and they took it. Wembanyama at 28 and 10. Um,
Yeah, their role players played really great tonight.
Harper was phenomenal.
Vassell and Harper and even Castle. Fox played terrible, but um, they did what they had to do. I just after game five into game six, it's like a completely different team, and I don't understand why that happens in the NBA. I'm not going to be conspiracy Parker tonight. I'm not, but it just sometimes I think in the NBA they just kind of concede like it's not our night, and they just kind of go with the flow. I mean, and after that 20-0 run, I mean, it was over. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole other quarter to play after that, but it's still just like we put out Kendrick Williams. All respect to Kendrick Williams, but he's out there in the fourth quarter, um, and so it's just like, okay, well, this game's over. We're on to game seven, and I just don't like putting it up to chance like that. And the Thunder don't feel that way. They don't feel that way. They think that at home they have a legit advantage, which they do. They have the
They
best
do.
home court advantage in the NBA. But I mean, still, like Wembanyama could go alien mode again for 40 and 20. Then what? What if what if Harper stays hot? What if Fox gets hot? All of a sudden, it's like, man, I really wish we wouldn't have laid an egg in Game Six. And
And it almost goes back to, oh man, I really wish we didn't lay an egg in double overtime as well in game one.
well, yep, yep. I mean, if the Spurs win this series, it is going to come down. People are going to talk about that game one, and they should, because
Yeah.
Wimby. I mean, Hercule. We talked about it after that game. Herculean effort by him to win that
Yeah.
game for them,
And
and
the Thunder were still able to make the adjustments, and it just didn't. They couldn't hold on for 4 games.
what's no. Let's just wait till after Game Seven, and then we'll talk, but more about just kind of this series as a whole,
Hmm.
just kind of in totality. I think it would be a real shame if the Thunder lost this series because I think that they're a much better team. And the loss of Mitchell is tough. The loss of JDub has been tough throughout this series, but that's just not an excuse. And the Spurs are such a if they're making shots, they are probably the second best team in the NBA, truly. But they're really streaky. And when they're hitting shots like they were tonight, I mean, 8 threes in the first quarter, they're hard to beat because they have a guy like Wembanyama who's just an absolute force of nature on both sides of the ball. So Shea has to be better. This may be. Is it fair to say that this is Shea's worst ever playoff series?
Uh,
I mean, we'd have to go back and look at some stuff, like from 2 years ago. But
yeah.
I
Well,
just think,
do we count 2020?
well,
Because I'm sure he
as the
wasn't
number
like
one guy, as the
the number
number
one
one guy,
guy. I mean, probably. And
yeah,
I think a lot of that it's a testament to how San Antonio is guarding him, but
yeah.
also to kind of I not to just repeat the whole ref drum over and over, but the way that they're playing him and kind of what's being allowed, which I don't hate. Sometimes that affects you, and
This
that's whatever.
reminds me a little bit of the Bad Boys and how they treated Michael Jordan.
Hmm.
Basically, they were like, no easy layups, and we are going to double team this guy every chance we can get, force him to make good passes. And like Shea is the focal point of their offense, and we're going to do everything that is humanly possible to disrupt that. And it's working. In some games, it's worked really well for the Spurs. In some games, like Game Five, didn't work great because Shea was able to find guys. He had 30 in Game Five, but I mean, this is how it's going to be going forward.
Yeah.
If I'm the New York Knicks, they've got really good defenders, Hart and Anunoby.
Alvarado.
They're looking at the tape and being like, okay, this is how we beat these guys if they end up
Yeah.
playing Oklahoma City. And so if the Thunder were to win Game 7 and go on to face the Knicks in the finals, then we're going to see the same script from the Knicks.
Yeah.
Now, the Knicks don't have Wembanyama. So
They don't have Mitchell
that's,
Robinson now. He's hurt.
yeah, I saw that he broke his pinky.
You got to
Um,
play through that.
you got to play through it.
Said his shooting hand.
Tore it all and play through it.
I don't know. I've
And
never broken my pinky, so I don't know. Okay, so I have a theory for you. You ready for this?
yeah,
If the Thunder did not win Game 5, JDub would not have played. The reason why they brought him out tonight was to get him ready for Game 7.
I feel that way. I that's a fair take.
So I think the Thunder thought, you know what? House money, we'll we'll play. I don't think they like tanked the game, but I think
No,
they
they were
thought with
only down
JDub,
7 at halftime.
yeah, down 7.5. I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's execute. And then they
Well,
got
like you said,
cold.
house money. House money. If Caruso and McCain catch fire in the third
Hmm.
quarter, this is a whole different story. But they
Yeah.
were not just ice cold, like
Tundra cold.
dry ice
Yeah.
cold. And so,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like that happens, especially on the road. But no, I definitely think that it was important for JW to get some minutes and just kind of get back out there. Really, for him, I think it's a confidence thing, just
Hmm.
having confidence in that hamstring.
Yeah.
And so I think that was good for him. And Paycom's going to be electric Saturday night.
Hmm.
I mean, that is going to be a madhouse.
Yeah.
And it's going to
And
be hard for those guys to make shots for the Spurs in that environment. And we'll see. We'll see how Shea responds. Nobody's going to care about games 1 through 6 if Shea puts up a 40 piece and we win game 7.
yeah.
Nobody's going to care.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's all on. We kind of talked about this a little bit with game 5. Like, our joke is this a must win? Is it a can't lose? Whatever. We're officially to a must win. We have on the Parker Terrell's must win, can't lose meter. We are at a must win for game 7. Put out the alert. Put
Well, I
out the
would hope
alert.
so.
No, no. This is the first one. This is the first must win. Put out the alert.
Yeah.
Must win.
And I got a stat for you. So the team that wins Game 7 wins 100% of the series.
It's a
So
good
that's I mean
stat.
it's a big stat. It's a
Huge stat.
big stat. But also I think this needs to be talked about. So Game 6 against the Nuggets, that was also a loss. Game 6 against the Pacers, also a loss. Thunder
Yes.
won both of those series. They just can't win a Game 7, or they can't win a Game 6
Yeah. Especially on the road.
on the road. Yeah, it's tough. But
Denver and Indiana were both on the road. I remember
the Pacers one
game
especially was like
6.
a big blowout too.
Yeah. Halliburton had 40, I
Yeah.
think, in that game. So,
So
and,
obviously
and
you got to get right, put your foot on the gas, and don't stop. That's the Game 7 strategy.
and this is where, and this we've talked about this throughout these post game podcasts. This is where the experience of the Thunder has to play into effect. I mean, they've been in this situation multiple times. They're in their own building, their own practice facilities, their own beds. Like the Spurs, I can't like they are going to be so nervous. They have to be. They're human. They're human. They're going to be nervous. They've never been in this situation before. I mean, Harper, a rookie, like we have to be able to take advantage of that. And I trust these guys. I trust Chet. I trust Shea. I trust Caruso. I trust even Dort, who was awful tonight with this experience. I we'll have the Dort conversation after, like long term. But
Yeah.
he was just jacking threes in that first quarter and not great.
I think for him it was just something like I think that he was just like, you know what? I haven't had a great series. Maybe I can chuck something
Great
up and hope it
playoffs.
goes in. Yeah.
He's just
I
not. He's been his offensive production has been
mhm.
completely replaced by McCain, by Wallace. Wallace was great tonight,
Wallace is great tonight. Absolutely.
and even Caruso. So now Dort is just. I mean, he's still a great defender, but yeah. After about the fourth three brick, I was like, okay, Dagnall, put the red light back up.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean that's all I have. I mean, bad
That's all
loss.
I've got.
Got to
It's
go to games.
I mean, this is great moments are born from great opportunities. And game 7 is the greatest opportunity you can have. It's in front of your home crowd. We'll see what this team 2026 Thunder is made of cuz 2025 Thunder was made of grit and made of championship DNA. So, we'll see what this team's made of. And I am officially it I'm not I don't know if I'm with you. If the Spurs win, I don't know if I'm watching the finals. I'll watch it for the pod, but it will be in protest.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Depends on how salty I am, but we'll see. It'll be, I mean, regardless, I think it's a good finals matchup.
I do too,
So,
especially because you got such a either team for the West. It's big market, small market.
yeah. And
Um,
that should be what like this series, what the final series should be, but it won't. It'll be about free throws and ethical basketball.
yeah, and we will talk about that more Saturday night after Game 7. Ian is dealing with some technical difficulties right here at the end, folks. This is tough. I mean, this is just indicative of the Thunder's night,
My
right?
my work phone just started going off. I don't know what that was. I think it said it. I think it's thought I said Siri or something. I don't
Oh, I
know. I
got
don't
you.
think I don't know what that was. I'm so sorry.
Game 6 post game wrap up concluded. We will see you all Saturday night at the conclusion of Game 7, where we will either be filled with elation or pretty numb in defeat. So tune in.
It'll be great content regardless. We will see you then.